it was freezing up there, like really cold. I decided what I had to do is put on my rain jacket over the puffy jacket, put the hood up, trying to stay warm here. We were able to get some water, hydrated, got some hot food into us, and we're good. Right now we're both a little concerned about Josh. He just starting to, getting close to what we consider to be hypothermic. So that's why we're trying to head down, get moving, get blood flowing, and also hopefully get the temperature to drop. To increase, because we won't have to worry about all this wind up here either. Already the wind's cut down quite a bit. So we're gonna hike. We got 5 more miles left. It's 5:15 right now. So we probably will be night hiking tonight, which is funny. We thought we were gonna night hike that first night. Ended up being the second night. So might not film much, but we'll see. Well, here we are. It's 7:42 at night. Sorry, I just looked at the camera. 7:42 at night, and we are still hiking. Thankfully, Swallow Fork Trail is pretty decent, but we are all pushing the bounds of endurance. We're kind of all beyond exhaustion, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I am totally ready for my hammock, and no bear or Sasquatch or anything better get between me and it. I need a good night's sleep, and so does the Josh behind me, or we'll have to take turns driving home for 7 hours. But barbecue time is coming. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna set up camp in the dark. We'll be there probably, God willing, in about 30 minutes or so, maximum. So, peace out, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Good morning, day 3. Hiking out today. Of course, I slept with my mouth open, so kind of a little dry and scratchy there. But let me show you our steps before we tear down and hike out. Josh decided to go cowboy style. That's where he slept. He just put up his pad. And the other Josh slept in the dream hammock, no tarp. Used the pad this time to insulate. And you guys have all seen my stuff before. But for those of you who are new to the channel, the War Bonnet, Big Mama Jama tarp, enlightened equipment, 20 degree, and we needed it. 20 degree top quilt and under quilt, and dream hammock Darien. And the cool thing is that we're right next to this creek. It's kind of cool to go to sleep to that. All right, guys. I gotta tear it down. So, see ya. Wow. Check this out. It's just near the camp.
Hey Tim.
Yeah.
This is a birch tree. It grows in wet and rich soil.
So a birch tree, is it?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of birch trees around here.
There is.
They have normally have like white bark, and then their bark is really flammable, so you can use it as a fire starter. Yellow leaves in the fall, they look really cool.
How we hike, especially when it's strenuous, is we take about 5 to 10 minute break every hour. It's probably a wise thing to do, even though sometimes you feel like you're losing ground. We kind of like to hike that way because it's more enjoyable for us. We get to take a break and rest, catch our breath, and take in the beauty all around us. What do you think, Josh, about the 10-minute breaks?
I like them a lot.
Yeah, they help recharge.
Yeah, just even a quick 2-3 minute break helps to recharge.
Keeps morale high, or higher than it would be without it. But these are the woods. We've been really blessed to have a weather that's pretty mild, and we haven't had any rain while we were hiking everything that was, when we were at the shelter, I think the other Josh, I think I have to start calling you guys Josh and Joshua. I think you'll be Joshua.
Sounds good.
You know, on day 3 I figured that out. But Josh noticed that it rained when that one night we were in the shelter. But, you know, I think I've said before, I'm a big enough guy to admit this is the toughest hike I've ever done. At least the toughest hike this season, and tells me I need to train a little more, do some more running, do some more stairs, I think. But the endurance aspect of this one, I think having back-to-back summits, even though they're smaller mountains than what you have out west, I think we did a lot of elevation gain and loss. I mean, a lot.
I've done more elevation gain on this hike than I did in any of my hikes out west. Between the Tetons and the Circuit of the Towers, we only gained, let's see, in the Circuit of the Towers we started at like, I think 5,000 feet of elevation, and then our campsite was, no, we started at 6, and our campsite was like 9, and then the actual Cirque and Jackass Pass was 10,500.
Huh.
So.
Yeah, I bet between Cammerer and Sterling, that really was a test of endurance on back-to-back days. Cammerer wasn't bad at all. I think we had fresh legs, we were feeling pretty good. But Sterling yesterday, wow. Especially the way we came up. There is a shorter way on the map where you can take Mount Sterling Trail, and it's a lot shorter. I think it's part of the Benton Mackay. I have to go ahead and look at the map. But how we did it coming up Baxter Creek Trail, that is a tough hike. I'll tell you what. So it was kind of relentless up. It was worth it when we got to the top. Just to know about hypothermia. We were worried about Josh yesterday and staying warm. Kind of what we did is I climbed the fire tower. He got some hot food into him. Stayed bundled up. Stayed warm. And we tried to make it down from there as quick as we could, just because, I mean, seriously, as soon as we dropped about 2,000 feet pretty quickly after an hour, I'd say the temperature changed. It went up about 10 degrees. It felt a lot warmer, and he felt a lot better, which was good. I mean, even right now that we're sitting, I'm starting to cool off. One of the dangers when you're hiking like this is that you sweat a lot. And then that sweating makes you kind of want to take off layers. But then you cool down too fast because the wind is whipping around. It's fall after all here in the Smokies. And so you have to really be careful with that, judging how cool you'll get. And hypothermia is nothing to joke about. I mean, you definitely, your thinking kind of slows down a lot. You feel like kind of going through molasses. And I think Josh probably had the first stages of hypothermia. We really had to be careful there. I was concerned that we would have had to stop higher than we'd want to, not make camp last night, which we would have been willing to do if he needed it. But glad he was okay. Yeah,
he was pretty disoriented. Yeah, he was trying to get his gloves on, and he like messed with the liner or something. And I mean, he tried for good. I'm telling you, about 15 minutes trying to get those gloves fixed, and he was getting pretty agitated. Which, I mean, I would be too. But I was definitely pretty concerned about him.
But we made it, which is good. Our 10-minute break here is coming to an end. We're gonna hike on. Not sure how much miles we've covered. We're just heading to the car. We have to gain a ton of elevation, I think, to go up to Low Gap, and then we'll lose it all heading down to the car. So far a good hike. A tough one, but that's kind of one of the reasons I like backpacking.
Mm-hmm.
Is really it pushes you to the limit. Depending on the trail you choose, it really just tests your endurance and how much you can do. There's a huge survival aspect to it. Believe you me, after yesterday, I kind of hit a wall when we stopped and went for water towards the top of Mount Sterling. But you have to kind of push through that wall and say to yourself, hey, there's only one option. You got to keep moving, and that's what we did. It was pretty epic though, because we had just made the top of Gregory and we were relaxing, and this lady comes riding up on a gallop on this horse. I'm like, what in the world?
Southern accent, there's a bear.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Probably not anymore, lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the guys we were with were joking, and they're like, this bear is probably saying like, what the heck? There's a lady and a horse up here. Just totally freaked me out.
That bear noped out of there pretty quickly.
My uncle has a great story about when he was riding horses through here. he heard just like the craziest crash through the woods, and this horse whimper late at night. He had the oat bag on the horse and everything, and he goes to check it out, and you could see where this horse had just gotten raked by bear claw right here, where I guess the bear was trying to get the oat bag more than the horse itself. And then he found a bunch of bear fur in the, you know, they have the mountain hooves.
Oh, yeah.
The horseshoes have the little hooks on them. He found a whole bunch of bear fur and just a little bit of meat in
That
there,
horse is
where the horse
boom,
just, right, handled it himself.
We made it to that junction with the AT, and now we're headed down back to the car, Low Gap Trail. I probably inserted the footage. I'm always amazed by how cool people are out on the trail. Outdoors people in general, I'd say 90% of them are some of the coolest people you'll ever meet. And so we met that couple, and they could be watching this video. They're getting married in March, and wish them congratulations and, you know, good vibes for their wedding. But you meet some really cool people, and they were really cool. So we sat and shared conversation for about 15-20 minutes. And that sort of thing just kind of refreshes me. I don't know about you guys, but it just is a very cool, I don't know, camaraderie, sense of community when you're out here. Even though it's just us three, you feel part of something bigger, which I think is really cool. We're still being treated with epic views like this one.
Up there on like the clearings, and that wind just hits it. Yeah. But like out here, you know, there's really no wind. It's all being blocked. We throw on here.
Look how awesome that is.
Hey Tim.
Yeah.
So that tree right there is a birch tree. They grow in rich and wet soil. Just making sure you know.
Well, now we know. Now we know. And so, Andrew from Adventure Archives, eat your heart out. We got our own guy. Whew. That is beautiful. Mile up to the car, and no major river or stream crossings this whole trip, which has been kind of nice. Been kind of dry around here, so just mini crossings like this one.
You want to take a quick 5-minute break here?
Sure.
That's cold. My fingers are numb now.
So day 3. I'm tired, I'm sore, ready for some food. But there's something about the Smoky Mountains that's really kind of captured a place in my heart or whatever. It's just fantastic. What a great place for the walk in the woods. Not sure what this is.
We'll just lead us back there and
Back to the car. And barbecue. Woo! Brisket sandwich. How is it?
amazing. Oh my gosh.
Ow! Ow, 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 ow.
Grow in rich, I can't talk, rich and wet soil. A wood tree. Seen all over the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
made of wood. Ow! Son of a gun.
Funny story about birch trees.